There are about 12 things in your life right now quietly taking money from you every single month. Not stealing it, you agreed to all of them. And here's the strange part. If I named them out loud, you'd defend most of them. You'd explain why yours is different, why it's actually worth it, why it's the one exception. That reflex, that little flare of defensiveness, is the most expensive thing about them. Because nobody protects a thing they can see clearly. So let's go through the 12, and I'll warn you now, one of these is going to sting. And it's probably the one you're already preparing an argument for. Let me be honest with you first. This isn't a video about never spending money. Spending on what you love is the whole point of having it, and a life optimized down to zero pleasure is just a different kind of poverty. This is about the gap between what something costs and what it actually gives back. Because in most of these 12, that gap has grown enormous while nobody was measuring. Number 1. Subscriptions you forgot you had. Somewhere right now, a service you haven't opened in months is billing you. Not because you decided to keep it, but because canceling requires remembering it exists. The whole model is built on you not remembering. Money leaving on a schedule you never revisit is the purest form of this list, and it's the gentlest one here. They get sharper from number 2 onward. Number 2. The car payment you accept as normal. Here's why this one hides so well. Everyone around you has one, so it stops registering as a choice at all. A payment that renews every few years, forever, on a thing that sheds value every single day you own it. Many people pour more into cars across a lifetime than they ever put into investments, and they'll call it a necessity because everyone they know does the same thing. Number 3. Bank fees and account charges. Small, boring, recurring, and almost entirely avoidable. Nobody defends these exactly, they just never open the statement closely enough to notice them, which is its own kind of defense. Number 4. The extended warranty. Sold to you in the 90 seconds of anxiety right after a large purchase. Here's the thing worth knowing. These are enormously profitable for the seller, which tells you everything about who the math favors. And stay with me, because the next few are the ones people get genuinely heated about. Number 5. Brand name everything. Not luxury, just the automatic reach for the recognized name when the store version does the identical job. The difference is often small per item and enormous per year. And the reason it survives is that each individual instance feels too trivial to think about. Number 6. Convenience delivery. The meal that costs one price at the restaurant and nearly double by the time it reaches your door, once the delivery fee, the service fee, the markup, and the tip have stacked. Occasionally, that's a fair trade for the time. Habitually, it's one of the fastest draining line items in modern life, precisely because each order feels like a small decision. Number 7. The gym membership you're not using. This one people defend the hardest because canceling feels like admitting something about yourself. So the payment continues, and it slowly turns into a monthly fee for the identity of being someone who might go. Number 8. Upgrading your phone on a cycle instead of on a need. And the last 2 on this list are the ones almost nobody counts as spending at all. The device works fine. The new one is marginally better. The upgrade is framed as a small monthly increase rather than the large number it actually is, which is exactly how it's designed to be experienced. Number 9. Buying storage instead of having less. Paying monthly, sometimes for years, to keep possession of objects you can't name from memory. At some point, the rent on the boxes exceeds the value of what's in them, and almost nobody ever runs that calculation. Number 10. Lottery tickets and their cousins. Small amounts, purchased regularly, sold as hope. The defense is always, it's only a few dollars, which is true per ticket and quietly untrue per decade. Number 11. Interest on a credit card balance you carry. This one isn't really a purchase at all. It's the price of a purchase you already made, charged again, monthly, indefinitely. It's the only item on this list that grows while you ignore it. And number 12, the one nobody thinks of as spending. The money sitting in a checking account, earning nothing. You don't feel this one because the number never goes down. But quietly, every year, inflation takes a bite of what it can buy. It's the only drain on this list that's invisible in your banking app, which is why it's the largest one most people never notice. Now, step back and look at all 12, because there's a pattern in them, and it's the actual point of this video. Almost none of these are big decisions. Nobody sits down and consciously chooses to waste money. Every single one arrived as something small and reasonable, and then it repeated, monthly, automatically, until it stopped feeling like a decision at all and started feeling like part of the furniture of your life. That's the real mechanism, not extravagance, repetition without review. The reason these 12 get defended so fiercely is that questioning them means admitting you've been on autopilot, and nobody enjoys that feeling. So here's what to actually do with this. And it's not to cut all 12. That's the mistake. People watch a video like this, feel a spike of guilt, cancel everything, and are back to normal in 6 weeks, because guilt is a terrible engine. Do the smaller thing instead. Pick the one item that made you feel most defensive while you were listening, and just look at it honestly. Not cancel it. Look at it. Work out what it costs you in a year rather than a month, and then decide, on purpose this time, whether you'd choose it again at that price. Some of them you will, and that's a completely valid answer, because now it's a choice rather than a default. Because that's the whole difference, and it's what this video is really about. The people who quietly get ahead financially aren't the ones who deny themselves everything. They're the ones who spend on purpose. Same income, same expenses on paper, entirely different outcome. Because one of them reviews and the other one drifts. The money isn't lost to the 12 things. It's lost to never looking at them. So pick your one, the one you're still arguing with me about in your head. That's the one worth looking at. If this made you defensive about something specific, tell me which one in the comments. I promise you're not the only one. And subscribe, because the next video is about the millionaire you walk past every single day without ever noticing. I'll see you there.